This new legendary is electrifying. Hey everyone, it's ItsMeJoji, and today we're going to be taking a look at another early deck list from Scarlet and Violet. This time, it's going to be on the latest legendary Pokemon to join the Pokemon series. It is Miraidon EX. Now, on its own, Miraidon EX is not that powerful compared to some of the cards that we have right now, like Lugia VSTAR, Giratina VSTAR, but we'll see in a second why this deck is doing really good in Japan, and why you should try it when it does come out for the English set. Okay, so starting off, obviously we have to have the Miraidon EX, and I'll show it on the English version here in a second. But Miraidon EX's ability, Tandem Unit, lets you essentially put two basic electric type Pokemon from your deck onto your bench. And that's going to be very helpful in powering this up and then also enabling some other combos. And then its attack, Photon Laser, essentially is, if what you remember Zacian V-Beam, where it does 230 and then it can't attack next turn. Same thing, but you know what? Still a strong attack, as we'll see in a second. Because we have next Regieleki V3 and 3 Regieleki VMAX. And if you don't know what Regieleki VMAX does, essentially its ability lets your basic electric type Pokemon do more damage for every Regieleki VMAX on the field. And so if you have 3 of these on your bench, your Photon Blaster does, instead of 220, 310 damage. And that is enough to comfortably knock out a lot of Pokemon. Now, having one version of a basic Pokemon to attack with isn't enough, so obviously you have to have more in the form of Luxray V and Raikou V. Now, Luxray V, mostly you're going to be attacking with its Radiating Pulse, which does 120, and then you can discard 2 of your energies, and then you can leave your opponent's Pokemon paralyzed. Obviously, because of Regieleki VMAX, you're going to be doing more like 210, and if that doesn't knock them out, you can always paralyze. And of course, Raikou V does more damage based on the number of Pokemon on the field. So this 220 damage is actually 310, just like the Miraidon EX. And lastly, our last Pokemon for this deck is not a lightning Pokemon, unfortunately, but Drapion V, obviously here to mess with those Mew VMAX decks that are still going to be lingering here and there. Now, moving on to our supporters, we are running a 4-line of Professor's Research, and also we are running a 3-line of Judge, which is getting a reprint, so don't worry about getting the older versions of this. We also have 2 Boss's Orders because we want to be able to knock out Pokemon we want with that Miraidon EX, plus some Serenas in case we want to pull specifically Pokemon V. And then we have Arven. Now this card is very helpful in this deck because it lets you pull 1 Pokemon item card and a Poke Tool from your deck and put it into your hand. And while 310 damage isn't enough, some VMAX Pokemon need a little bit more to get knocked out. And plus there are other Poke Tools that we run in other situations, as you'll see in a second. And then finally, our last card is a Raihan, because you always expect these basic Pokemon to get knocked out, so being able to accelerate an energy and grab a card you need is very helpful. Alright, so moving on to our Pokemon item cards, we run 3 Nest Ball, because Nest Ball is the easy and honestly best replacement for Quick Ball, although keep in mind these go onto your bench, not into your hand. We have 3 Ultra Ball, mostly to get, our evolution Pokemon here, but if we really need to, we can get a basic Pokemon. And a new item card for this set, it is going to be Electricity Generator. Now this card lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and then choose up to 2 basic lightning energy and attach them to your benched lightning Pokemon. So this is going to be a really great way to accelerate onto your Miraidon EX, your Luxray Vs, or your Raikou V. Now finishing up our item cards, we are going to have some switching cards here. Switch card because most of our Pokemon are basic Pokemon, so it makes sense to have just a regular switch card, which also heals. And then we have an escape rope and another escape rope. Now, I did mention we're going to be using the Arven to grab some Poke Tools, and those tools are going to be 2 Force Sealed Stones, 1 Sky Seal Stone, and a Choice Belt. Now, honestly, this is going to go on to probably your Luxray V and your Raikou V in order to knock out one of your opponent's VSTAR or VMAX Pokemon for an extra prize. This would most likely go onto your Miraidon EX, and the 4 Sealed Stones should go on your Regielekis. And finishing off our trainer tools, we are going to have our Stadium B Beach Court, which of course lets you retreat for 1 less energy. And while Regieleki VMAX already has no retreat cost, these over here have each 1 retreat cost. And so your whole deck essentially is retreating for free, except of course Drapion, which will still need 1 if you do want to retreat it. And of course, we can't forget the energy. We are going to be running 14 lightning energy, basic ones because we don't have any use for special energy. Now, as this deck stands, it is pretty good at knocking out one of the biggest contenders right now in the meta, and that is Lugia VSTAR, because it is weak to lightning. But because it's starting to run as a single strike with Tyranitar V and even single striker Shifu VMAX, you're going to want to have these Regielekis ready to be able to hit those larger numbers, even maybe with that Choice Belt. But of course, if you're going to be knocking out a Lugia VSTAR, make sure you're using one of these V Pokemon with the Sky Sealed Stone to get that extra prize card. Just be careful because all these Pokemon are weak to fighting, and as we go into post rotation, one of the stronger decks you may see a lot more is Rapid Striker Shifu. So be wary of that, but try and knock out those VMAX Pokemon as soon as possible. But yeah, this is the deck. Honestly, I'm going to try this out once the cards are available on PTCG Live. So of course, get subscribed if you want to see that when it does come out. So what did you think of this deck? Are you going to be playing Miraidon EX when it comes out? I think I'm going to try it out, and hopefully I pull it in one of the pre-releases I'm going to. Depending on when I release this video, there may be some single pack series videos up, which I opened up some Scarlet and Violet packs in. And honestly, although they're not the best pulls, they are still great to see again. So yeah, if you're excited for Scarlet and Violet and want to see some more videos on them, definitely get subscribed. We will have one more early decklist video coming out in the form of Gardevoir EX, so definitely look forward to that video. Anyways guys, as always, stay safe and thanks for watching.